We're also committed, if Russia decides to pursue aggression against Ukraine, to a united, swift, and severe response.
This certainly is a critical moment with those tens of thousands of Russian troops amassed along the Ukraine border and President Biden saying a Russian invasion is looking likely. The U.S. Secretary of State and Russian Foreign Minister met this morning to see if they can try and avert this crisis. Now, Secretary Blinken describing their conversation as frank and substantive, saying this was not a negotiation but a candid exchange of concerns and ideas.
We don't expect to resolve our differences here today, but I do hope and expect that we can test whether the path of diplomacy, of dialogue remains open. We're committed to walking that path and to resolving our differences peacefully, and I hope we can test that proposition today.
Secretary of State Blinken looking for progress, but also warning Russia. It comes as the White House is playing cleanup after the president's comments on Russia sparked international concern and criticism. Biden now making it clear if Vladimir Putin invades Ukraine in any way, the response will be severe.
There is no doubt, let there be no doubt at all, that if Putin makes this choice, Russia will pay a heavy price.
Biden forced to explain himself after he implied in Wednesday's press conference that a minor incursion would be met with little resistance.
Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, etc.
The comment triggered alarm among European allies and inside Ukraine, too. Ukrainian President Zelensky tweeting, "There are no minor incursions and small nations, just as there are no minor casualties and little grief from the loss of loved ones." Biden now trying to reassure America's allies.
Any assembled Russian units move across the Ukrainian border, that is an invasion. But it will be met with severe and coordinated economic response that I've discussed in detail with our allies, as well as laid out very clearly for President Putin.
A tale of two countries, as the Omicron surge appears to be plateauing in some states. In other areas, the highly contagious variant is tightening its grip.
The demands are outweighing the resources. It puts a lot on our staff. It puts a lot on the healthcare workers who go to work trying to help every day.
In parts of Illinois, hospitals continue to be overwhelmed. Across the country, more than 160,000 Americans are now hospitalized with COVID, a new pandemic high, double the number from about 3 weeks ago.
We have to remember that even on the downslope of the wave, that can generate the same number of infections as when you're going up in cases, and that hospitals still can be overwhelmed for the next several weeks, and unfortunately, we will have many unnecessary deaths.
In New York City, cases have dropped 46% in the last week, but the city maintains the nation's highest death rate.